Good morning, everybody. It's 8:10 a.m. It is Monday, March 4th. Good morning. Market had a nice short covering rally, the one I've been looking for all week, especially in the Nasdaq. Um, that just pushed higher. Nvidia pushed higher. It's pretty much the story, and it was interesting because Apple it did get a late rally, but it definitely sold off most of the day. And so was Microsoft. It kind of like was hanging out while the market was rallying, and then it kind of had a late day surge when the market just kept trending higher. So that's what's going on. A lot of stuff happened, a lot of news. What's going on in the market? We'll get into that in a second. But without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the market, along with gamma exposure level, supply and demand. The most share price of the week, the rolling month, and the preceding day. All to find structure in the market. Okay. You also use anchor VWAPs as well. So that's about what I look at, and then I look to see if all those things work together. When they work together, possibly can set up a trade. Um, that's what's going on there. Subscribe, set an alert if you haven't already. Of course, if you like the content you see, please give me a thumbs up. And you can always follow me on X. That's at Gonzo719. All right, we can get right into the watch list here. Let's do that. And Bitcoin's on a tear. Okay, I think 67K was the high, or 68 or something like that last time. We're at 66. It's up 3.65%. All right, the VIX is up 2.9%. Okay, Ether's up 1.62. Obviously, rumors that they're going to have an ETF as well. The Russell is up 0.62. The Nasdaq is pretty much flat, down up 0.04. There's weakness in Apple and Tesla and Google. All right, so dollar's pretty much flat. 10-year yield hasn't reported yet. Silver's down 0.1. ES down 0.13. Gold's down 0.17. The Dow is down 0.34. Crude is pulling back, down 0.4. It was down more earlier. I saw Saudi Arabia and Russia agree to cuts for the next quarter. 30-year bonds are being sold. Possibly that should have the 10-year yield rise a little bit. All right, moving on to the Mag 7 Plus. Let's look at coin. Of course, is the monster. Is up 7.41%. Okay. Nvidia is up 2.24% over that 800. So got over that resistance level, and now it's cruising. AMD's been in a monster run lately. It is up 0.62. Meta's up 0.51. All right, now we go to some laggards. We got Microsoft's down 0.41. Google's down 0.69. Baba is down 0.9. Apple's down 1.29. They have an antitrust lawsuit. I think believe them with Spotify in Europe. And Tesla is down 1.31. So Tesla is continued to be weak. Let's see here. Let's move on to the top sector stocks here. And Eli Lilly is a beast, up 1.57%. Disney is up 1.21. They just got a price target raise. That is why Disney is up. Qualcomm is up 0.93. All right, Costco's reporting earnings, I believe, this week. Let's see what else here. Laggards, PepsiCo, McDonald's, Walmart, and Salesforce is the weakest of the bunch this morning. All right, if we go to my swing trade lists, let's see who's the leader. I don't know, my toss hasn't fixed this yet, but ARM is not up 184%. There's definitely an error in how they're getting those numbers. Super Microcomputers back up over $1,000 a share. It's going to be added into the S&P 500. Macy's getting an offering to get the to buy Macy's. This company's looking to buy Macy's for $24 a share and take it private. So that's why Macy's is up. VKTX is up. MicroStrategy is a beast. That's monster 9.11. Lyft, I believe, just got an upgrade. They're up 7.34%. BRT, my regret of not buying on that dip of earnings when they had earnings. They've done down to $55 a share. That is my fault. Soundhound's up 5.05. Mara's up 4.41. Taiwan Semiconductor, Bitcoin ETF, Riot Dash just got I believe, an upgrade. Micron, Hood, Western Digital just had a nice pop. Now a bunch of retails report this week, so that's Nordstrom, Abercrombie and Fitch, and a bunch of I believe cybersecurities report. Let's just see what CrowdStrike reports. They report 3.5. So tomorrow. So that you have retails kind of like in this week for earnings, and you have some cybersecurities. Okay, that's really rounded out. Now, if there's a negatives, looking at Workday, Ralph Lauren, Palantir, Whirlpool. I think that's Bosch Health, AstraZeneca. Those are the weak ones. And let's just go back to top sectors, and we'll round it out with sectors. Sectors, we got semiconductors up 1.54%. That's pretty much holding up this market. And then we have, real estate, financials, staples, and utilities down. They're negative. But the semiconductors are on a tear. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's crazy. So that's what's pushing AI, right? All right. I think we can move on to some economic calendar and some market news. So let's look at that. All right, today, not much. Fed Harker speaking at 11 a.m. Okay. Tuesday, S&P Global Composite, ISM Services. All right. And then you have Fed Bar speaking, and then API for crude. And then on Wednesday at 10 a.m. you have Fed Chair Powell testimony. So that should be interesting. And Jolt's jobs. Then you have Fed Daily speaking at 12 p.m. along with crude inventories. All right, Thursday you have more Fed Chair Powell testimony, Fed Mester speaking, initial jobless claims. All right, and then Friday we have the non-farm payrolls and the unemployment. So again, never ceases to amaze to have one big. You have Powell basically and non-farm payrolls this week. So every week it seems to be some type of market mover, and it never fails. Never fails in that category. It's always something each week, right? That's going to prove to be something you have to worry about. What the heck here? I had my earnings for this week. Let me put them up again. I thought I had those. Okay. Let's look at earnings for this week. All right. Like I said, I think it's a mix of retail and cybersecurities. So you got let's see, today, not really that much, but tomorrow, Neo, Target, right? CrowdStrike after the close tomorrow, Ross after the close, Nordstrom after the close. What else? JD.com, Foot Locker, Abercrombie and Fitch. That's on Wednesday before the open. Campbell's Soup. Let's see what else. Victoria's Secret after the close on Wednesday. Kroger before the open. Burlington before the open. This is on Thursday. American Eagle Outfitters, BJ's, Billy. So you can see the retail. And then you got Avgo, Broadcom, Costco after the close on Thursday. Marvel. Let's see. DocuSign. gap. So that's what you got for this week. I mean, not big market movers, but retail this week, and CrowdStrike for cybersecurity. Okay, that looks like what we have going on. As far as news, bunch of news dropped. Talked about it. Apple hit with a 1.8 billion antitrust. There's that Arkhouse and McGrade raised Macy's buyout bid to 6.6 billion. OPEC producers extend oil output cuts. That's really what is going on here. Dell's shot up with Nvidia. So Dell, Tesla's looking to make something in Thailand. And then you have Dutch Bros raises rating to overweight from neutral. And that's about it. We talked about a lot of the news already. We can get over to the daily charts. All right, so if we look at this channel all the way from back here, this top of this channel here, right? Again, we basically hit it again. This time we didn't pull back to here and then move up. We just had a little bit of a pullback, 3 days with equal lows pretty much, and then boom, we hit it again though. We hit it again. So if we just look at this, to the tick pretty much hit this trend. So that's been pretty powerful. Okay, now do we pull back again this week? Can we go back here, right? And if you go back here, you're probably going to hit the 20-day simple moving average, which has been pretty much hasn't been touched since here, right? This market just keeps pushing. Maybe we get to here. Maybe. 512.15, that's where we're at. Let's see here. 512.15. We're at the upper third of Friday's range. Obviously still bullish. You're holding those higher prices. Market's accepting them, so that's basically bullish, right? If we go to the Qs, okay, let's look. They have top of this channel as well. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 touches. It hasn't hit that again. So if that hits, it's be about 450, 449. If we go up there, does it have more juice? Right? Who knows if it does, but it did hit the 9 EMA daily this week and kind of just pushed up. Right? This is the really last significant pullback was here. And then I believe this was, what was this? Forget what this was, CPI, I think. I can't remember now. But that huge gap that held, and then we pushed. So who knows with this market? It's nuts. 445.86 is right now where we're at. So 445. We're right about there. So we're right at the close of Friday. We're at the highs. Okay. Now, Nvidia is up 2.37% with AMD. Okay. That is the third largest market cap company now. So this Nvidia is holding this market pretty much. The day you get a pullback in semis, and now remember, Apple is weak. So Apple is weak. So this is like a push pull here. So I believe Microsoft's number one, then Apple, then Nvidia. But Nvidia is really pushing with the rest of the semis. So we really have to see what's going to happen here. Okay, and then we can move on to the bond market. And if I'm looking at the 10-year yield, it is up 1.17%. Real quickly, flash over there. There's your 10-year yield, up 1.17%. So yields are not really falling, right? And the market's moving higher. So bond market needs more information, right? And let's go over to 10-year yield now. This makes sense, right? This all has to make sense somehow. So 10-year yields holding the 200-day moving average. See, look, yields went down on Friday, right, with the move higher. But look, we already gapped up, and the rates, the yields have moved higher. I would suspect the dollar has moved higher now. Yes, it has. It's up 0.09. So I think right here you're in a decision with the 10-year yield. If you break this and we start moving up, that should put weight on the market. But as long as we stay right here, the market could keep moving higher. Okay. And let's look at the VIX. The VIX is up, maybe because of Fed Powell this week. Maybe he talks about, I've been hearing rumors that no cuts this year. I don't know. I mean, if the market, right, here's the VIX, not a lot of fear, right? If the market, okay, if you think about it, everybody knows, I think, that these job numbers are kind of fixed or a little corrupt, right? Um, if that unemployment stays low and if the market is at all-time highs, what's the problem? Now, again, it doesn't matter what the real numbers say. It matters what the numbers that the government presents is what the market goes off of. So it doesn't matter if someone comes up with a number who gives real numbers, real stats. It doesn't matter. The market's at all-time highs, right? So just this is the thing. Like, what would they cut for? Usually you cut when something's broken. The only reason to cut is because we've been higher for longer, but the lag effect hasn't happened yet. There's a lot of things that are going to happen with the higher rates, but usually the Fed cuts when something's broke. What's broke? Right? What all-time highs, and unemployment's low. So if they do cut, there's something they know. There's a lot of things going on. Commercial real estate, there's just a lot of things. So who knows, right? You got to trade what you see. You can't trade what you feel. So that's how that works. That's that. Let's go over to some big orders hitting the tape right now, and it looks like it's a sell order here, but that's just a large order hit the tape. That means 100 lots. I have an alarm set for when 100 lots in futures are sold or bought. So somebody hit the tape pretty hard. Let's go over here. Let's look at the ES, and let's look at the volume profile and market profile. Okay. All right, first thing we do, let's look at our profile for the week. Give me a sec, this thing's acting buggy on me. Apologize for that delay. All right, so let's look at the profile together. So there's our little volume that's starting out there now. Then you got the majority of the trade happened and a little bit of excess. Okay. Now the job of the market right now, the most traded price of the week is 50.85 right here. The job of the market is to raise this up here. Okay. Because right now, price moved higher, right? Value is here. Job of the market is to move value to catch up to price. Then you can move higher. If it can't, you know what it does? It goes right back to value. Okay. So we're above all moving averages. Now, what I feel like should happen, it already happened in 24 hours. The most traded price has moved up for the month. Happened in the 24 hours. It should happen in the RTH And if we do come down here, then a big move is going to happen. Okay, that was the case in the Nasdaq. That's why I like that Nasdaq better for the long. Okay, so now we got to look at what do we look like this morning, right? So Friday's high was here. Okay, pretty much opened, tested lower, and then just went higher. Okay, even with the negative news of Michigan consumer sentiment, the services, the manufacturing was bad again. That kind of like shook the market for a second, but then the Nvidia held 800 and moved higher while Apple was selling off. So that's what we did. So there's the lows, there's the highs, right? Now we have a little baby session in the overnight here. High, low. Price is at the lows right now. But you got this little balanced profile right now. Doesn't really give us much edge at all. All it says is the market's accepting the higher prices. Okay? So our first uh, inflection point when you have a move like this is the midpoint of Friday. So that's 51.25.50. Happens to line up with the monthly VWAP right here. So that's number one defense for bulls, the 50% retracement of that move on Friday. And you happen to have your monthly VWAP there as support. So I would say that's like a defense number one for this market. Okay. That also happens to line up with value area low here for Friday. Okay, that's what I'm kind of seeing here. What else can we talk about? That's about really it. Once you have a big move like that, obviously you kind of have like a breakout point here at 51. I call it 51.15. That's kind of where right here there was a weak high I talked about, and then once you push through that, it was just off to the races. Okay. So today on a Monday, definitely the volume's a little lower today. Okay, so what I'm really gonna do is sit back and let the market really like paint a picture. That's pretty much what I'm gonna do. Sit back, wait for the market to paint the picture. So really what I'm gonna look at here is after a big move like that, you know, sometimes the market needs to digest it and just kind of moves like sideways. Obviously you can get trend continuation as well. So let's really see what the market does today. So let's get into some possible scenarios here. Now I already talked about one. So right now this market's bullish. Okay, so like I said, this 51.25, that 50% midpoint with monthly VWAP and the value area low, that's a place where the market should try to defend this. Okay, right below that is like the breakout point of these two candles here, or these 2 days here. So that's right there is a point of that I would like to see buyers step in here. So if this market does push up and comes down into this area, I want to see how when it touches monthly VWAP, what we do here. If we do this and lower high, then you can possibly, I'm not sure if we go higher, you can move up here and go sideways, or you can push one more time up. That's really what I'm going to be looking at. Okay. Keep it simple today. Now, as far as selling, there is a supply zone here. And right up at top of that supply zone, you got kind of like a weak, not kind of, you do have a weak high here. Why is it weak? Well, you have the overnight high, right? You have supply right here. And you have the most traded price of Friday right up here. And most people are probably long there, right? So if the market is to test that area, come into supply, most traded price, and it can't sustain or find acceptance above that, and you start coming through here, you're probably going to touch the overnight lows, and then you're going to find yourself where I said the bulls need to defend. Okay. And then you really have to test this and push down, and then you can test the Friday's lows. Okay. And do we find ourselves back at the most traded price of the week down here? I don't know if that's in the cards. You need to see Nvidia be weak. Semis need to turn. Right now they're on fire. So momentum is with the bulls. But this is definitely in the cards if Nvidia gets some weakness. That's really the only thing I would be looking at, right? So pretty simple for me today of what I'm seeing. And I have to see Nvidia weak or I'm just going to wait for a long. All right. But like I said, I'm looking at patience right now in this market. Okay. Let's look at the NASDAQ together. All right. So NASDAQ had the better long, in my opinion, but all these shorts got killed. Okay. Can make this a little bigger. And if we look, let's look at our profile here. Got our values down here, and then you have this move from Friday. And now you're trying to build value out here. Okay. Most traded price of the week and the month is right here. That was that big level I kept talking about, that 18,015. Okay, the market didn't come down and test that at all. It actually opened here and barely went down and kind of had an open drive and pushed up, right? With Nvidia leading the charge pretty much. Now you do have a bunch of single prints here, which is emotional buying. Okay, 3 patches of single prints on Friday. So same thing. Can the market move this most traded price of the week up here? If it doesn't, we're moving back. Simple as that. But the momentum is really insane right now, right? So we have a very balanced profile overnight. So that's not an edge there. It's just balance, holding the prices from Friday. Okay, prices right here. Okay. Now, same thing as the ES, right? 18,233 is the 50% retracement of that move. Happens to line up with monthly VWAP. So that is the first defense for the bulls. Okay, because what you could see happen here is this market could do what it does, and then if it comes down and breaks the overnight low and you have this patch of singles, it could easily wipe these out. That shouldn't cause much support, right? And then it would be time to test this midpoint and the monthly VWAP. So that could be a short, okay? Where then it's like, all right, take your profit, and then this could be the long, okay? Because you got similar setup. It's really the same kind of setup in the NASDAQ and the ES. So let's go into scenarios here. All right, so number one, bulls are in charge of this, in control. There's a 50% mid and the monthly VWAP. That is the place, the first defense here. Okay, so like I said, this could come up, maybe even, I'm sorry, you have a weak high here. So if that weak high gets a quick push up, people take profits. We come back down, come through the most traded price of Friday. And then that could be a swift move down right into this area here, the midpoint of Friday and the monthly VWAP. And then it could look like it's going to go, and then we could recover, make some higher lows, and then you have fuel to either come up here and balance or just make one little move higher. Okay, now What's easy today is conversely what I just wrote could be a short. Okay. So that week high here, okay, could propel a little move higher. Like I said, if this comes up, you know, pushes real quick, comes back through the open, and now you go through the most traded price of Friday with some quick volume and some weakness in the market, you could rip through these singles, go right down to test the monthly VWAP. Now there's the big test. Remember, this is the bear scenario. So if you do clear this and start holding and holding, we could definitely test the lows of Friday in this demand zone and find our way back to the most traded price of the month and the week at 18,015. Now again, you just have to watch Nvidia and to see if Nvidia is holding. If Nvidia goes back to 800, that this move could probably happen. But it's at 842 right now. So that's what I'm saying. The favor of the move is to defend here for the long, but you have to see what the market's going to present to you. Okay? So that's really it for today. All right? So plan's pretty simple. It's kind of the same plan in both indexes. So that will be it for me. Okay? Hopefully you enjoyed it. Subscribe, set an alert. Of course, if you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that very much. And you could always follow me on X at Gonzo719. Okay, so basically, watch NVIDIA, look at the 50% retracement of Friday's move, and you have monthly VWAP there. That could act as support. Right? That's pretty much the action. Right? We very well can just digest Friday's move today and kind of just do balance. You have, and that can contain the moves I just talked about. And then ultimately we can just stay here and try to develop value here and acceptance of these prices, right? Eventually there will be a pullback. Who knows when that really will happen? Okay, so I hope everybody has a great day today. I'm going to be patient. If something presents itself, then, I will trade it. If not, then you wait for tomorrow. Okay, hope everybody has a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.